Whew, I almost jacked that up. Man, oh man, that would have been a sad thing. And I think, hold on, let me make sure I've got this video, the recording going to the right place, because this is a new piece of software, and I don't want to jack it up in the middle of the thing. Let's see, how do we output?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're good. All
right.
Sure. Yeah, it literally, like, it imported all the OBS settings without me even having to do anything. It was incredible. All the scenes and everything came over. All right, here we go.
Very cool.
Here we go. All right.
Did I lose you?
No, you didn't.
Do you want me to just go, or are you going to count it down?
Here.
Hey, D-Wayne.
Oh, shoot. Hold on.
Hey, D-Wayne, you know something?
Hold on. I'm stupid.
Thing started right. I mean,
hold on.
Always messing up.
I know. Hold on. I screwed it up. I had it too loud for one thing, so I couldn't even hear you. And then I just jacked it up. It takes forever to kick off. The audio doesn't start for a second. So let's just, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then give it like another 10 seconds.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go.
Dead air. Hey, D-Wayne, you know, I've been reading this book by Ethan Hawke, and it's something about rules for a night, and it got me thinking, what would be a rule for a night that you'd follow?
I reckon make sure you got plenty of prophylactics in your back pocket.
Prophylactics? I was thinking about bringing your own toilet paper. That's what I was
thinking. Your nights go a lot different than mine, Tater. You eat them chicken wings, and I go down to that club. I pick up them ladies.
Man, those spicy chicken wings, they're so good, but man, they hell on my belly.
Don't they just burn an extra hole on the way out?
They do burn an extra hole, especially if you get the really, really hot ones. Don't get the mild ones. The mild ones are for pansies. You need to get the real ones.
No, I watched my grandma eat them mild ones 100 times, and she just don't even blink.
Well, they got them jalapenos in it, right? They don't have them habaneros. They got them jalapenos.
No, them little orange ones is what you're afraid of.
Yeah, that's the ones that would burn an extra hole in your butthole.
Golly, man, I knew this.
Coming out of 5 holes.
Shoo, I knew this guy. He used to put 2 up his nose, 1 in his mouth, and 1 up that butt right there. Cleaned it right out.
No, he didn't do that.
Did he really? He did. Burned a new hole, and he done a shotgun right out there.
You know, I guess that's a new way to get your colon cleansed. That's what you got to do before you go to the doctor.
I reckon so. You know what else is going to clean your colon, Tater?
What else is going to clean my colon?
Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, episode 410 for January. What day is it? The 11th. 2018. Patient 0. Oops. I hit the wrong button. Let's do that again. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Horseshoes and Hand Grenades, the show that brings you the latest and greatest and odd and crazy news from all over the planet every single Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. And then anytime you want in your e-holes with your podcast magic. This is me, Steven, joined as always by the... Wait, hold on a second. Who is that on the other mic? Who are you? Introduce yourself.
I am the opposite of Typhoid Ashley.
Then we are joined by the one and only, the man behind the scenes, the producer, the guy who gathers the notes, the man who can tolerate Ashley for more than just a few hours a day, Jacob.
Hi.
He is joining us because Ashley's dead.
Yeah, she's dead. Read the name in the Discord, you'll realize death has become her.
Yeah, Ashley is. That was a weird movie, by the way. That movie with the person with the hole in their stomach.
Oh yeah, the big hole in the set. That's what everybody remembers. Why is that the most prominent scene that everybody remembers?
Because back then you didn't see like a person and in the hole in their butt. Like that was some CG magic, man. Like and you could just put your hand through there. That'd be weird.
I guess now we are so desensitized to everything on television that we're just like, oh yeah, it's another hole in a person.
Oh yeah,
back
we
then
don't care.
It was like a big deal, right?
Well, I mean, I think part of the reason it was a big deal is because she was standing up and didn't seem to be bothered by it. I mean, other than this, like, holy crap, you shot me. You remember that?
I've got a big hole in my chest.
What have you done? Yeah, I've only watched that movie once. My mom always hated that movie. She had an issue with that movie, and I don't remember what. But and I always thought, man, if my mom doesn't like it, I'm not going to watch it. And then Stephanie had me watch it. I was like, this is all right.
Oh, it's not so bad.
It's not so bad. It's not
So
Oscar worthy.
I don't even remember that. I remember watching the movie, but I have no. If you asked me to remember any details about that movie, I'd go, hole in chest.
Yeah, all you remember is like, oh, that movie where the lady has a hole in her stomach. Yeah.
Yeah, and then she wears the big high heels too, right?
That's honestly the only detail I remember is the hole in her stomach.
Hole in stomach. That's it. That's all I got for Death Becomes Her.
That came out at a weird time in cinema. You know, like that was when like How I Married I Think I Married an Axe Murderer and all that stuff.
I remember that.
You remember all that? Like, I guess you say it might be weird, but it was also a time of original comedy.
That's very true. And it was, I think they were starting to expand the boundaries that they could really show on that kind of a movie or even television itself.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's like there are no boundaries. They've all been eliminated.
Now they're like, would you like full frontal nudity? Because we have full frontal nudity. And then you're like, yeah, full frontal nudity rocks. And then it's like a dude walking with his wing wang hanging out and flip-flopping everywhere. And you're like, oh, never mind. Kevin Bacon needs to put his pants back on.
Maybe not so much full frontal would be a full Monty. No way.
Ooh, yeah, that's one thing that shocked me about Hateful Eight was the nuts. Was seeing just I'm watching a movie and then all of a sudden, oh, that's a naked man.
There's a naked man.
Yeah.
What got me about Hateful Eight was well, I'm not going to give any spoilers because it is still semi-new-ish, maybe a year or two. But the Samuel L. Jackson scene with the old commander, just that got me.
Yeah, the naked dude, and then the dingus,
and then the dingus.
Then the dingus appeared.
The dingus appears.
Nobody wants that. Kelly Colby's down with Kevin Bacon and no pants.
Oh,
that's okay. He must be her hall pass.
You know, I hear Zafo's out for the week. Kevin Bacon went down and paid her a little visit.
Is that what you heard?
That's what I heard.
He wanders down and he's like, hey, I'm in the area, and I heard you like seeing my nuts on the TV.
Or at least, my fancy footwork.
Yeah. Dude, how much confidence would you have to be like, yeah, I'll be naked on TV? Like, I mean, it's, for some reason we just expect it out of toplessness, but we don't expect it out of dudes. You just don't. I guess because wieners are gross, man.
Well, I don't know. Some people really like wieners, but majority of people, you're probably right, would think wieners are probably not the best thing in the world.
Great to look at. I mean, they do fine work. They're not great to look at. They operate fine.
We will find work.
Yeah. Wiener gets the job done, but hey.
That's right. The wiener gets the job done every night. That's what I'm talking about.
Not everyone, but a lot of wieners will do. Anyway, hi, and welcome to Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. Jacob, it's so great to have you co-hosting the show tonight while Ashley's dead.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Very happy you could fill in and join us, because after all, we're a team here at Two Dorks.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, we are a team, and when one of us is unable, the others can pick up the slack. And that's
just slide right into that hole and fill it. You know what I mean? This is going to be so laced with innuendo all day.
I don't even
have a bad feeling.
This is crazy. This is crazy. Oh, no, I forgot about that.
Go ahead.
I was W.C. Mitchell brought up Aragorn fighting nude in Eastern Promises. I forgot all about that. Viggo Mortensen.
Oh, see, that was not even in the scope of my understanding there.
Oh, yeah.
No idea what you're talking about.
It was a thing. Hey, somebody joined Themadosians. Thank you for Themadasians for joining the Legion of Dorks.
Welcome. Legion of Dorks.
Yep. So anyway, how about this week? How you doing?
So Ashley.
Yeah, talk to me about her.
Yeah, about Ashley. She went from going, I'm sick, but I'm not doing so bad, to just crash and burn.
Oh no.
And so now it's like coming out of her nose, and she's coughing all the time, and she's miserable. She's hot, she's cold, she's hot, she's cold, she's hot, she's cold. The only thing she hasn't done is thrown up yet, but I've been trying to feed her some very salty and fairly bland things, and just trying to make it okay. But I think she's doing okay. She's not quite dead yet.
No, good. Not dead yet. Have you considered that maybe the blood she's drinking being the vampire that she is, as you know, is maybe tainted, and she should probably switch to a different human. I haven't considered that, but
that is very true. I haven't really considered that, but she did make that transition a few months ago where she started drinking nothing but coconut oil laced blood, and I think she might have gotten a bad batch of coconut oil.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. Now, when we talk coconut oil, are we talking down the throat or up the?
It could be anywhere.
With
her, she puts that coconut oil everywhere. It's like
everywhere
and stuff.
I actually heard that it's not coconut oil is not the health magic that we all are told by our hippie friends. That there's
really?
Actually some it's it has the wrong kinds of fats. It has the polysaturated instead of the monosaturated fat. And it's not to say it's bad for you. It's just to say that maybe it's not as healthy as people are exclaiming. People are like, oh, coconut oil, if you put it up your nose and down your throat and in your face, it's better. It's not really the case.
Yeah, but I think one of the things that we've had an issue with in this country is just we're so fat averse. It's like, ooh, if it's got fat in it, then that means it must be bad. And people need to realize that that's probably not the case. In the 70s, that's really the head of agriculture is the one who forced us that fat is bad. Not. Mm-hmm. So I think a little bit of fat is okay, especially in moderation. Don't go out there and start drinking lard or anything. Taking spoonfuls of lard and rubbing it all over your face.
I just like to take a Ritz cracker and just put a spoonful of lard on there, like a good lump.
A good lump of lard.
Eat it. Yeah, just dip. I mean, even just dip the Ritz cracker in it and just make it kind of wrap the Ritz cracker inside it like it's a little macaroon.
Steven. We need to make dip out of lard.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. Buffalo chicken dip out of lard.
We put the lard in the chicken and the sauce, and that would just mix it up and hope for the best.
Fry the chicken in the lard and then put it in with the barbecue sauce or the hot sauce, and then just put it all together.
I like it. I like where you're coming from.
I mean, no.
By
the way, zero attention I will pay to chat. Thank you, Ashley, for making that apparent. I like to talk to Steven. And I'll take a look at the chat, but unfortunately, I can't. I need to be focused on Steven.
I like to listen to Jacob, but sometimes I don't because the chat. That's not true. No, I flip flop around.
Really?
I pay attention, and then until someone writes like a 75-word sentence, and then I kind of lose track, and I'm like, I ain't reading that. I'll forget what Jacob's talking about, and then I'll be like, ha ha ha. I'll be all Tommy Wiseau like.
I see what you mean there.
Look what you did. Oh, hi, Mark.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great. So since you and I did we win trivia last week?
We won it 2 weeks ago.
We won trivia 2 weeks ago.
No. It was last week.
Was it last week? Jacob and I are on a trivia team.
That's right.
And we annihilated the competition last week in trivia and got a $20 gift certificate. And I just feel like the world should know that we are brilliant son of a guns.
How about this? If anybody in the Two Dorks Legion wants to be a part of a winning trivia team, just come down here to North Carolina, visit with us one Wednesday night whenever we're at the pub, and join us and enjoy the festivities because you'll be with a winning team. We may not win that night, but at least you'll be with the winning team.
You'll be with someone who won once when it was a snowstorm and most everyone had left the bar.
Yeah, people were leaving as we were answering questions because they were like, I'm going to get trapped in this snowstorm.
Yeah, it was like,
we better just give up.
Let's just do it. Let's do it. But we annihilated it felt good. It felt
it did.
Good. It feels good to win.
And we didn't just win. I mean, we won by hundreds
of thousands, really, truth be told.
Of points, yes.
Hundreds of thousands of points. It was just an annihilation. The rest of the teams were laid out on their tables just dead.
Yes, and they were all going, oh, wow.
Yeah, and Jacob looked at Landon, my other friend who's hosted the show before, and said, Lando, what is best in life? And he said, to win the trivia, to vanquish your enemies, to see them passed out on the tables next to you. And it was great. It was one. It was wonderful. And with that, hey, let's do a factoid. You want to learn a neat fact, Jacob?
I would love to learn a neat fact.
That you already know?
I already know it.
Factoid of the week. In 1988, a scientist found 2 identical snow crystals. They came from a storm in Wisconsin. Identical?
I don't know. I think this is shenanigans here.
I don't believe it. I don't believe there are more than, no. The snowflakes are all unique.
That was what I've always been taught, is you are as individual as a snowflake.
Yes, you are special.
There's another important. Jacob out there? I don't think so.
No, you are the only person who can do you.
That's right. I do me, you do you, Steve.
Yeah, and I believe that to be true. I think a person can suck at a thing that they think they're good at.
Oh, absolutely. No doubt. So, Stephen, I do have a story for you, by the way.
Okay.
I meant to tell you this earlier. It was last night. So Ashley, on her, decides that she wants to take some Sudafed. So I give her some Sudafed, right?
It's the good stuff.
Here, take some Sudafed. About an hour into her taking Sudafed, she starts responding like I've never seen her respond before to Sudafed, Stephen.
Yeah.
She starts saying some very odd things and starts telling some really weird stories and starts behaving a little funnily. And I'm like, what is going on here? Well, it turns out that she, every once in a while, has this weird reaction to Sudafed where she basically loses her mind and starts telling crazy off-the-wall stories. So last night's crazy off-the-wall story had something to do with a beagle, a cyclops, little people, and the destruction of honeybees.
Oh, wow. Did she tie all that together?
She tied it all together, and it was the beagle uprising caused little people to procreate, and the little people procreated and created these cyclopses, and these cyclopses were responsible for the destruction of all the honeybees.
Oh, my gosh. That sounds like an incredibly racist novel. Or not racist, but like, what do you call it when someone has a disability and you're like, ew?
Yeah, that's something phobia.
Yeah, that sounds
disability of phobia.
That's the novel that she wrote.
Well, that was only one small component. I like how you just honed in right on that component. I mean,
you talked about little people procreating as like into cyclopses. It was kind of the high point for me.
That's true. The beagle uprising was not really the high point.
No, I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about why little people breed and create cyclopses.
Good question. I would love to understand what was going on in that drunk, messed up head at that moment. Actually, no, I wouldn't.
No, you don't want to go in there.
I don't want to know.
You don't want to go. If there was a little door at Ashley's forehead, you could just go in there and see what was up. You'd be like, no, you would chain her forehead shut.
Yeah, don't do it, guys. Don't do it. That's opening Pandora's box. You don't know what will come out and what can never be put back in.
No, the toothpaste doesn't go back in the tube, as they say.
Didn't your mama ever tell you that?
You can't put that back. That's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think many people who had doors in their foreheads, I would really want to go in there. It's kind of, I mean, most people would probably just be something naked in a beer. But who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? But that was the story for last night that Ashley has been begging me to tell you. So I figured I would throw it out there and let you hear it.
That is fantastic. I love it. And if she does any more of that, I need you to get a recording of it somehow, and I
thought about that.
We will post it, or we will play it on the show.
See, I thought about that last night, but I didn't have my phone right there with me, so I'm like, oh, do I want to get up and try to ruin this moment? And record it, or do I just want to let this moment play out? I'm gonna let it play out.
Yeah, I would just let that one. Just sometimes you just have to experience the moment. You don't need to record it. You know?
Oh yeah.
I like so W.C. Mitchell has corrected me. It's Cyclopes.
Cyclopes, and Kelly Colby is using funnily enough as a new word.
Oh, good. Yeah, funnily.
Funnily.
I think, sure. Why not? I mean, right? If irregardless can be a word now.
That's right.
Funnily can be a word. If Apple can use funnest in their advertising, then surely we can say funnily.
Is right in there. By the way, irregardless, that gets my cackles.
It grinds your gears, you would say?
It grinds my gears. Let me
I used to have a grinds my gears sound, but I don't think I do anymore.
You got rid of the grind.
Shoot fire. I forgot all about that thing. I'm going to add it back to the deal.
Oh, you need to do that.
Oh, he said cyclopes. So it's not cyclopes. It's like testicles.
Testicles, only it's cyclopes.
Cyclopes, yeah.
It's please.
Yeah.
Oh, swear jar.
What, for testicles?
No, I said, bitch, please.
Oh, yeah, you did. Somebody hit that. Somebody make that happen. Swear jar incremented.
I couldn't keep it at 0 for too much longer.
No. Hello, Arrowad. It's so good to see you. But hey, man, I listened to RPG Homebrewy, the podcast that Arrowad does. Very, very freaking good. Very good.
Really?
Very
what do they
good.
talk about? I haven't listened to it yet.
He goes over a little bit of stuff at the beginning, and then he had a big interview about home brewing, like a campaign. I can't remember the lady's name that was on the show, but she was awesome talking about like how she builds her worlds and all this stuff. It's super cool. Like if you're into D&D at all, like listen to Arrowod's show, RPG Home Brewery. It hasn't done an episode in a while, but don't worry, I told him to do more, so he'll take care of that.
So he'll definitely take care of that.
Yeah,
so
it's gonna take care of it.
Now, did we meet Arrow through who's
Dungeon Boss?
Not through Dungeon Boss. I think we met him through D&D that Ashley used to play.
Oh, that's right. Exploding Dice. Askren.
Exploding Dice. Askren. That's his name.
Yeah, Askren. Gosh, I love this community of wonderful nerds. I love all you people. I've been feeling it for the past couple days. Just how awesome you all are.
So my favorite part was today, being in Discord, opening it up, trying to catch up, going through hundreds of messages, just filtering through, trying to catch up. It took me like 10 minutes to catch up because you awesome people were talking about all kinds of fun things. And then all of a sudden I got into a beer brewing conversation, and it was glorious. It was like, oh, this is what I've been waiting for.
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. If you're listening on audio and you haven't been able to connect with us on the live chat, you can always check out Discord at twodorks.net/Discord. Go there, download the app, get in on this, and buy all of Kelly Colby's Girl Scout cookies. Because holy my goodness, they need help getting that out of their house.
Did you see all of those cookies?
Dude, you would find me in there like just covered in chocolate and laying with my gut out like a snail. It'd be like on the floor.
You'd be naked at that point because your belly would be so full that you had to take off.
Oh yeah, it would just be a disaster.
Forget it. I'm taking them off. It's Jabba the Hutt leg in there with cookies just crumbled everywhere.
Oh yeah, it'd be a disaster. I would look terrible. And then like you're on the end like Salacious Crumb at the end of Jabba's tail, just that's what I imagine.
This picture had boxes of Girl Scout cookies over to ceiling and just stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks. And I'm like, oh, it's a warehouse of Girl Scout cookies.
I know. And they're like, no, that's just a room in our house. And we're like, what?
Where is this magical place?
Is this what all Girl Scout houses look like? Because I need to meet some Girl Scout people so I can be like, hey, which room you keep your Girl Scout cookies in?
Oh,
because I'm gonna need to eat them all. K.
Thin Mints and Samoas. What are yours?
Oh, I'm all Thin Mint all the time.
All Thin Mint.
Those new little s'more ones are good. I forgot what Kelly called them. They were like forget me nots or sit me by the fire and eat me or something like that. They were delicious.
Sit me by the fire and eat me.
That sounds pretty gross. That's okay.
Put me on a stick and roast me.
Yeah, that's some innuendo there. How about some world news, Jacob?
Let's do it.
Somebody has to supply the local troops. We don't care about them. We care about you.
That's right.
We care about you. Belgian traveler kicked out of New Zealand after trying to smuggle sausages. It seems you're holding more than one sausage there, fellow.
Is that a sausage in your pocket?
I actually carried a banana in my pocket one time just in the hopes that somebody would ask me. And I'd be like, yes, it is. I think it was actually like at Ashley and Stephanie's house because I had one for some reason. And the only best way for me to get it where I was going because my hands were full was to put it in my pocket.
Put it in your pocket.
And that made me laugh. It wasn't like, it didn't look like a boner or anything. It was just out my pocket like the other way.
Well, did anybody ask?
If I had, yeah. Well, Ashley did because she saw it. And I mean, that's just how we operate.
But she would ask you regardless. I'm talking about actually somebody that looked at you and said,
no.
Whoa, is that a banana in your pocket?
You got a banana in your pocket there? No, nobody asked. Nobody was like, giggity. That didn't happen. An attempt to smuggle sausages into the country has been thwarted by biosecurity staff. A Belgian air passenger arrived at Auckland International Airport on Sunday with 3 sausages hidden in his backpack. The offending items were picked up by the X-ray machine as he passed through biosecurity checks. Ministry for Primary Industries North Passenger Manager Craig Hughes said the passenger was refused entry after he admitted to hiding the offending items on purpose. You hid your sausages. I know you have them.
You've got them somewhere. Where are they?
I just imagine this Winston Churchill figure waving the sausage like at the guy. Like, we found these in your pockets. But there are more.
What do you say for yourself?
What do you have to say for yourself? And he's like, I was hungry. They turned out to be pork and salami sausages, both of which could have carried diseases with the potential to cause major harm to New Zealand agriculture. The sausage smuggler was returning to New Zealand on a work visa and said he was aware of the country's strict biosecurity rules. Hughes said the ministry took a hard line on travelers who deliberately ignored the rules. It is loud and clear that every arriving passenger is required to declare or dispose items that could pose biosecurity risk to New Zealand. Now, New Zealand's quite the agricultural country there.
They are.
Right. Yeah, I mean, the movie industry, the hobbits live there.
Hobbitses.
The hobbits and the elves and whatnot, they all live there. But, I mean, they don't really participate in the world economy.
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, maybe, do they?
I don't know. I don't think. I feel like a hobbit couldn't be bothered with the UN. You know?
Yeah, I can't be bothered with that little stuff.
They don't worry about that stuff. They really just kind of hang out in their little holes and
the
eat.
hobbit holes. Yeah.
Man, the life of a hobbit would be so rad.
I want the life of a hobbit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all you do is sit around and smoke your long pipe and write, musings that you've come up with through the day as the birds chirp in the background, and all you're talking about is food because you, have breakfast and 11s and noons and onesies. And lunch.
Just eat all day.
Yeah.
I wonder if they've ever had a hobbit famine.
Oh, that would suck.
You know?
Hold on, but what exactly do hobbits eat all the time? What is their staple?
Bread and stuff. Cinnamon rolls. I feel like hobbits would eat cinnamon rolls. I would be probably an elf if I was a thing.
They have. So the problem with the elves, they eat those little bitty biscuits, right? And one little crumb, and your whole belly would be full.
Yeah, but then, I mean, you can walk on top of snow, and like.
That's true.
You're kind of frail, but you don't get hit by things because you're so darn fast.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you have pointy ears, so you could never wear a toboggan or else the ears.
Dude, pointy ears would be so rad. Like, if I could be like a Vulcan, I'd do it. That'd be so cool.
And prosper.
There's people that do that junk. Like, they get their whole ear turned into elf ears. You ever seen that?
I've seen body alterations, but I've never seen that one.
Oh, Tater, there's some weird people getting their ears turned up.
Let me tell you, I seen those people that put the implants in their heads and make horns pop out their heads. You ever seen that, dude?
That's the devil, Tater. That's the
he's
devil.
Trying to be the devil. He ain't no devil. The devil's underground. Nobody's
the devil gonna look right at him and go, I don't think so. Gonna bring him right down to Hades.
I don't know. You know what they say about Hades. Mm-hmm.
Hey, you a good man. This was bound to happen, This we put us both on the camera and the microphone, and Tater and Dwayne just can't help it.
They've got to come out.
I can't help it. Me and Jacob have sat at the dinner table for 10 minutes, rambling on about Lord knows what because of this Tater and Dwayne thing.
Yeah, we do have something. So back to the article real quick.
Yeah. Let's talk about let's talk about the news.
There are two things that I have a problem with. Number one, biosecurity staff. I don't ever remember in the many years of travel ever encountering a biosecurity staff. Have you?
No, but I've never. I don't travel abroad too much, and so maybe this is something special for New Zealand.
Yeah, maybe it's a New Zealand thing. And the second thing is that the offending items were picked up by the X-ray machine that was looking for metal objects.
Yeah.
But
yeah, right.
The sausage was made out of non-metal. I mean, is it doped with metal or something? I mean, what's the deal? What's the deal here?
Maybe that machine. Well, yeah. I mean, how did? This is a good question. I don't know. Did he hide it in an ammo case? Maybe.
They had to open up the ammo case and take a look at it, or did they just see? Because I know they have different filters that they can look at to see different types of materials, right?
Oh yeah. And
so was it a flesh filter that only showed the delicious pork offerings?
It finds you smuggling children and sausage. Those are the two things it looks for.
Yep, that's that filter. The other filter is, of course, the gun filter. But
Right.
who cares about that?
We're not as concerned about that in New Zealand. What we are concerned about is you bringing dangerous materials like sausages. I mean, I can't blame them. Their entire economy is based on sheep and vegetable. Well, I think so. Now, someone can wiki it and tell me that their economy is like mostly IT or something.
I don't know what their economy is, but let's just argue for argument's sake, they have a huge agriculture component to it and a huge livestock component to their culture as well, right? So they're trying to protect that.
It's like if someone were to bring a truck full of boll weevils into Alabama and was like, "Hey, look at that cotton farm. I'm just gonna let my boll weevils loose."
My pet boll weevil over there needs some food.
Somebody get my boll weevil some of that good old puffy cotton candy.
Who has a pet boll weevil? That's a good question for the chat. What is the most interesting pet that you've ever heard of someone having?
Oh man, I had a pet bee for a little bit.
A pet bee?
Yeah, like when I was little. Yeah, a bee. Like it was almost dead and it was on a stick. So I took the stick and I put it in a Solo cup and took it inside and I kept it in my room.
Now, I've done that with fireflies, but I've never done that with bees.
I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was probably 5 or 6, and it didn't fly anymore. But I figured I could nurse it back to health, so I put it in the cup, put it in my room. I did that I killed a lot of animals being a negligent child.
This sounds like one of those death stories that you're about to avoid.
Yeah, I had a pet worm I found.
I had a buddy of mine that had a pet mouse. They actually found a mouse, and it was in a mouse trap, and a trap had apparently gotten on its leg and trapped him. But he took the trap off, got the mouse, and actually put him in a cage and kept the mouse as a pet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, why not, You got it. WC Mitch said a friend of his had an otter as a pet. That would be cool.
An otter?
Yeah.
A dragonfly, a pet dragonfly. Oh, hate a pet dragonfly. Oh.
I think she probably had a pet dragonfly and put it in a mason jar like a proper Southerner. Yeah. We put it in a Solo cup because we're classy Southerners.
Classy Southern? No, D-Wayne. Classy ain't no red Solo club. Classy is glass. It's a mason jar. You put your wonderful little pets in your mason jars.
Now you look at here.
She drink beer out of red Solo cups, not pets.
Look, my mama told me we was classy red. Like you can use your back of your pickup truck as a buffet table. And you can drink wine out of your Tervis tumbler, and ain't nobody can judge you.
Ain't nobody gonna judge you.
That's classy.
Anyway.
That's classy. It's not like you just pouring it right out the bottle in your mouth. That ain't right. But if you just put it in another vessel, it's okay.
Well, you drinking it out right now out of the original bottle. I see what you're doing. You ain't classy no more.
Got me a koozie, though. Classy. Classy koozie. Let's do some small town news.
Let's do small. Man rips off urinal. Man rips urinal off the pub's wall, then runs wet and naked in the woods to escape.
I'm done. How you got me? The headline got me.
Yeah. Police were called to a flooded Miller's Ale House after employees complained that a man ripped a urinal off the men's wall. Of course, famed author Ernest Hemingway reputedly ripped a urinal out of a bathroom in Key West Sloppy Joe's bar and installed it in his home in the 1930s. I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. That's amazing.
But that's pretty cool.
Ernest Hemingway was awesome.
I know. Old man of the sea over there just hanging out on the beach.
Holy balls. Jacob, this is the Miller's Ale House I used to eat at all the time.
Is it really?
We used to go there all the time.
It's in Tallahassee.
Yeah, I know. We used to eat at that Miller's Ale House. There's only one.
Please tell me you're joking.
No, I'm dead serious. We would go to that Miller's Ale House and we would get the stacked chicken nachos.
Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me? You've peed in this urinal that this guy just ripped off the wall?
Very likely peed in this very urinal that this man ripped off of the wall. He has taken a piece of my DNA with him. Because I have peed in that urinal. I have done it. I 100% know that to be true because I've been to Miller's enough times to know that was. I love freaking Miller's, dude.
This is amazing.
I know, right? They had the best chicken nachos.
Oh, chicken nachos.
They had the chicken and they had the nachos, and then they put it's like nachos, cheese, chicken, nachos, cheese, chicken, nachos, cheese, chicken, and it's amazing. Thank you, Zafo, for the cheers. And Jamal JV for the cheer. Oh, it's just all the chickens, and their buffalo chicken sandwich is like it's huge. Sorry, I got really excited. I'm gonna rein it in.
Now, hold on. So, in my mind, whenever I read this, I said this has to be like backwoods Tallahassee in the middle of nowhere, outside of the city. There's like one little gravel parking lot that you pull up to. All the windows are, real dark, and there's this one open sign that has a Miller Lite next to it. That's what I envisioned.
That's not what it is. It's so classy. It's like right off the main drag of Appalachia Appalachia Parkway, and it's no more than like, oh gosh, a quarter mile from the Capitol building.
Are you kidding me? So it's like legit in the middle of the city.
Oh yeah, it's right there. Miller's Ale House. We're gonna get a picture up here while you
All right, I'll finish reading. But the Tallahassee man who ripped a urinal from the restaurant and pub likely isn't another Hemingway. According to Tallahassee police, when this unidentified and soaked man in his 20s was spotted by angry employees in the parking lot after damaging their bathroom, he didn't offer much in the way of an explanation. Instead, he stripped butt naked and ran into the nearby woods to avoid capture, the police posted on Facebook.
This is the best thing ever.
Isn't it great? I hate to question anyone's escape plan, but a change of clothes never really worked. And a grown man running around naked is certainly going to attract more attention than whatever he was wearing prior to.
Oh, yeah.
Plus you have to wonder how that plan turned out for him. Naked in the woods, a copper with the sense of humor posted on the police site.
Dude, this is so amazing.
This is great. Video of the suspect who was wanted for criminal mischief was turned over to the police officers.
Oh, dude.
Oh wow, that's the ale house.
That's the Miller's Ale House. This is right. He probably ran into those woods right back there.
Oh my goodness! Right in the middle of Tallahassee.
Right. Yeah, right down the road. There's Logan's Roadhouse right next to it. Yeah, and the Capitol building, the testicles are just right out here. You ever seen the Tallahassee? Let me take you on a drive.
I was going to say, take me to the testicles, Stephen. Take me to the testicles.
It is a thing you need to see, to function properly. If I could just drive there, let's get all the way. This is great audio. Great audio.
I know. Great audio. Audio listeners, he is taking me through a drive down. What is it, Appalachia?
Appalachia Parkway. Shoot, I can't see, but these two buildings on the left and right of the giant shaft here have domed roofs.
Oh, no.
So it looks like a big old wiener right in the middle of the city.
Tallahassee, you have a wiener for a capital.
They do. They have a wiener. Was very well-known wiener capital. I wish I could get a better, I think you have to, there's a hill that you crest and you can see it, but there's too many trees. There's too much nature there.
Oh,
but
damn you, Google Earth, for doing it in the middle of the summer.
I know. Screw you guys. This is so terrible.
Could have done it in the winter when there was no leaf.
I'm so excited about this story. I can't believe he ripped a thing off the wall and then got naked. He had to have been drunk, like big time.
Oh, I'm sure. Are you kidding me? People don't do that kind of crap unless they're absolutely wasted.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I for all the audio, or for all the listeners that didn't know this, I actually owned a bar back in graduate school, but I worked there every single night, obviously, because when you're the owner, you're also the bartender and the busboy and every other position that there is in that entire bar, including bouncer, which is the reason why I got a crooked ass nose. Anyway, but when people were generally nice every night until they hit a point where they had one too many, and then boom, things just start happening.
Yep.
Holes end up mysteriously in the wall at around 1:30 at night. It wasn't because a completely sober man went into the bathroom and was pissed off that his girlfriend was talking to another sober man. That was not the case.
That's never okay. I had a buddy once who told me he doesn't touch alcohol because once he has too many, he has a very low tolerance for stupid people. And he was like, he would just told me flat out, people get hurt when I drink. And I was like, okay, all right.
Thanks for letting me know. Reminder never to drink with you again.
Yeah, we don't have to. We're not going to drink. He's just like, yep, I don't do it. He was like a Navy SEAL, like hardcore, like basically made of muscle. He could crush your face. He might be the guy that actually ripped the toilet off the wall for all we know.
There it is. You never know. Is he in Tallahassee?
He is. He's still in town as far as I know. But no, he's in a great place. He's not the guy who did this, but that is fantastic.
I feel so good that you know that place. That makes me feel
I'm so tickled right now.
I have done my job well when I not only find an awesome story, but I also found an awesome story that links to your life.
Oh, yeah, it's great. You know, I was in the front page of the Tallahassee Democrat newspaper.
Oh, really? What for?
For podcasting, believe it or not.
Really? Did it happen to be Horseshoes and Hand Grenades?
No,
the best podcast in the world?
No, this was Steve and Lando's On the Go web show.
Oh, what was that about?
It was about tech and games, and we did a podcast about tech and games where Landon would generally play WoW and nod and agree with the things I said for about an hour. And we went 10 episodes. It was good. It was a good time. We got in the Tallahassee paper for it. So
front page of the Tallahassee paper for a WoW stream.
Yeah,
now,
the Sunday paper,
amazing.
No less. And it was,
wow.
Yeah, the dude was cool. Like, it was apparently back when podcasting was growing, and iTunes had just announced a podcast section to the software. So it was cool. And plus, the name was rad. Steven Lando's On the Go web show. Come on, that's the best name ever.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. And you guys talked about WoW, so of course you got subject.
We talked about WoW and stuff. Oh yeah, we could have got subject on there. Yeah, that back in the day. Where were you 12 years ago?
I was not playing WoW, and I don't think subject. Well, no, subject wasn't. He would have been like 5.
Yeah, I was desperately trying to play WoW on my satellite internet.
Satellite internet with vanilla WoW.
Oh yeah, it was a disaster. I could only get to level 30 before everything just got too hard.
Oh really?
Yeah, I tried. I tried to play it, but a 2-second delay on everything you did is pretty. It's pretty rough.
And that was just due to the internet, right?
Oh yeah, because it had to go up to space and back. No, it had to go up to space, down to Earth again, and then back to space, and then back to me. 2 milliseconds, easy. It was terrible.
Really?
Oh, it's awful.
Oh, that sounds awful. Oh, speaking of satellites, I got to tell you about this company that I heard of the other day. Did you know, I can't remember the name of the company, but I'll have to look it up. But they send out these tiny micro satellites that are about a 4x4 box. It's like a Beanie Babies box. That's honestly how he generated the satellite. But he builds these satellites and he puts them up, and they're, I think, a series of 2,000 or 3,000 or 200 or 300, I can't remember, satellites that go up into the air, and they take a picture of the entire world at 10 a.m. every day.
What?
Every single day they rotate the Earth and take a picture of the world at 10 a.m. and they just keep rotating and take snapshot after snapshot after snapshot at 10 a.m.
The Beanie Baby satellites.
Beanie Baby satellites.
How do they get into space? They just fly way up there?
They just put a little rocket fuel to them and pop them up there. They're real small. It doesn't take much to get them up there.
Do they stay in orbit?
They do. They stay in orbit, and then they come back down, and then they keep adding more to it every how
and it'll just go up into space and like snapshot, and then come. How does they get? Yep. How do they get to the places where they need to be to take the snapshots? They just propel themselves like.
I think it's probably, if I had to make a guess, it had something to do with the way that they put them into orbit. They put them into orbit at a specific place, and as long as they stay in that same orbit, they'll stay on trajectory to take this picture at 10 o'clock for however many days they need to stay in orbit. But the cool thing about this is that apparently a lot of marketing firms are using this to try to figure out how people are moving and how the economies are doing, and really doing a lot of the speculative things that the world is now known for, and whether people are visiting Walmarts or whether the economy is actually pumping up or not. One example that they gave was oil tankers. They actually can look over top of the oil tankers and take pictures and see how full the oil tanker is, because they have the floating lids to the oil tankers, right? And so apparently they can guess how full the oil tankers are in China. And so the people at Iran will start shipping oil to Chinese before they even ask for it, before they order it, because they've seen how high the levels are in their reserved oil tanks.
That's insane.
I'm telling you, man, like some of the things that we learn are just insane every day.
That is crazy. I don't even understand how, like, you just blew my mind. Do we even need to talk to each other anymore? We just got speculative analytics that tells us, oh, you need this. If I just had a drone over your house, I could handle it. I could be like, oh, Jacob's laundry's full.
Jacob's laundry's full. Somebody needs to go take care of that.
Yeah, like just done. You don't even have to call anybody. It's Friday. Steven orders a pizza every Friday. Let's send him a pizza. He'll pay for it.
I think Brad would be the one that would be pretty easily to figure that one out. It's like, oh yeah, it's 5:30 on a Tuesday. Brad's gonna order a pizza now.
That's probably accurate. You could probably set your clock there to the pizza Brad.
Yeah, but it's crazy. I'll have to look up the name of the company and see if I can't provide it to everybody.
Yeah, find the thing, because that's fascinating to me. But until then, let's do some news better left untold.
I like it.
Oh, Jacob, these are the best stories ever. I'm so glad you're here. You guys, this is so great. I'm so excited. Tourist overdoses on Viagra, walks naked through airport throwing feces.
You're welcome. That's all I gotta say.
I don't even know how you even how do I begin? Usually I take a headline and I say a thing, and this one I'm just like, I ain't got nothing. This one just speaks for itself.
I don't know where to go with. How do you get so hopped up on Viagra that you lose your mind and walk around naked throwing feces? And then on top of it, I mean, was he standing at attention the whole time because he's on Viagra?
I'm sure he was. I'm sure that the tent was pitched, if you know what I mean. I mean, he wasn't wearing pants, but the poles were there, if you know what I mean.
The pole was out.
Yeah, he's ready. A naked tourist has been arrested after overdosing on Viagra before running around naked at an international airport. Okay, so this sentence is a little wonky, Jacob. Was he arrested for overdosing on Viagra or arrested for walking naked?
I think he was probably arrested for running naked at an airport. I don't know about you, but that's the thing that I think I would latch on to there.
Yeah, I don't think you can be arrested for overdosing on Viagra. I think that's you've made a poor decision and we have to put you in the hospital.
Right. You'd be taken to the hospital for overdosing, not taken to jail.
Yeah, if that junk lasts more than 4 hours, you're going to be uncomfortable. It's time to go to the doctor. Because they have to...
Wait. Here's a question. I don't know the answer to this, but if you overdose on Viagra, does that mean it's going to last much longer? Or does it just mean that it's...
I think your blood pressure could probably get dangerous to dangerous levels.
Right.
I think that's part because the Viagra was made as a blood pressure medication that also happened to, when the test subjects came back to get more or came back to the office because they wanted more and they told them what was going on. They were like, holy crap, what a convenient side effect of this blood pressure medication.
This is perfect.
Isn't that the story of?
That is 100% the story.
Yeah, of how that happened. So then they were like, "Oh, f blood pressure. Let's make these. Let's get this out into business. I need this." The doctors were all like, "Holy crap, this is excellent." Well, I mean, quality of life, your relationships, they matter.
That's true.
If you need the thing, no shame. Go get your thing.
Ain't no shame in my game. I take Viagra.
Who cares?
I'm an 80-year-old man.
Yeah, I got some business to attend to. You think Hugh Hefner was all like, no, you don't understand. I'm going to have to do this myself. No, he was like, they make a pill for that? Hook me up.
I think he had little jars in every room all around that had little blue pills.
He's like, I've got 70 women to date this week. I'm going to need some help. U.S. resident Steve Cho wandered through the departure hall of Phuket International Airport in Thailand before stripping naked, yelling incoherently, and throwing his own feces at staff and terrified members of the public. Don't throw poop in foreign countries, especially freaking Thailand. I mean, don't throw poop. Yeah, don't throw poop at all. I could have ended the sentence there, but what's important is do not get in trouble in Thailand. Don't do it. Have you ever watched, what's that movie? Prison, Ladies in Prison Because Drugs? What do you call that movie?
I have no idea, but all I'm thinking is Ladyboys. That's
Sad Broken Dreams? No, there's a movie about these two girls that go to prison, and it's the most devastating thing.
The Hangover? I don't know.
No, not The Hangover 2 was a funny movie. This was, all I know is it had Bill Pullman in it. So we have to find out. This is important. I have to look this up.
So, Stephen, while you're looking that up, is it a coincidence that the man is running around naked, overdosed on Viagra in fucking International Airport?
I don't know whether that's swear jar or not.
I don't think it is. It's a mispronunciation.
Yeah, it's pronounced Phuket, but
Oh. Oh.
yeah,
That's my bad. I didn't realize that was how you pronounced that.
Yeah, that's not how you say that. It's broke down palace. That's what it was. Broke down palace.
Broke down palace.
Not broken castles or two chicks go to jail in Thailand.
Or anything else, right?
Yeah, it's broke down palace, not Brokeback Mountain. It's a different movie.
That's a different one.
I can't quit you.
I just can't quit you.
I just can't quit you.
Subject gave me the swear.
He did. He did. You said it. You said it. Oh, W.C. Mitchell took the time to look up the overdose risks of a Viagra for us. Would you like to know what they are?
I would love them.
Priapism, permanent is, I don't know if is that how you pronounce that or not. Permanent tissue damage to the organ, dangerously low blood pressure, sudden loss of hearing, fainting, and irregular heartbeat. So don't do that.
Don't do that. No, don't do that. I
What
think
is
Ashley's here, and she believes that might have been a curse word as well. She actually came in just to say, Jacob, really, did you go there?
All right, so the ruling on the table is there are two swears in the jar. Two swears in the jar for Jacob.
Officially 2 swears. I mean, I'm not up to 15 yet. She
No,
had 15 last
she had
week.
15 because every time she swore 2 more times. She was so mad about it.
Well, the funny thing is that whenever I swear, I'm like, okay, just go ahead and add one.
Just do it. Whatever.
Just whatever. It happened.
If you're not bothered by it, it's less fun. I love that Ashley's like bothered. She swears constantly, but when she's called out on it, it's like a problem.
How dare you call me out on swearing?
The 27-year-old was eventually stopped by 6 security guards and airport staff before being arrested by police on Thursday. The airport staff tried to make him calm down. They were talking to him, but he ignored them. It was very bad. The airport did a good job to control him. That's what onlooker Wani Ming told local media. Cho told police he was unaware of his antics, revealing he had...
last will and testament on this here horseshoes and hand grenades.
What you gonna give everyone?
What are you gonna...
The flu!
Oh, that's jacked up. I think you just got gypsy cursed.
I did.
Like
I did.
thinner. We all heard it. She gave us all the flu.
Everybody in the chat, all of you that listen to it on the podcast as well, you're screwed.
We've all got the foo. A statement from Phuket International Airport said, to control the situation and prevent any danger that might happen to other passengers, the officers had to arrest the man. The officers brought him to the hallway on the north side of the terminal to avoid other passengers and managed to calm him down at the tourist center on the first floor. When he regained his composure, he admitted that he had took too many Viagra pills and lost consciousness. He accepted responsibility to reimburse for any damages that he caused. His trip to Incheon was canceled and he was brought to Saku Police Station for further investigation. Cho was sent to a nearby hospital for medical checks and psychiatric assessment. So
hold on, wait. So he basically copped out of this and said, I lost consciousness. So therefore, whatever I did while I was not conscious, I don't have any recollection of. And I will be glad to pay for whatever it is, but I don't know what it is.
I'm pretty sure they don't care in that Thailand. They just put you in jail and you rot there until you go talk to the God King. And he's like, sup? And you're like, you're the best and I love you. And he's like, cool. Get out of here.
You've been a ladyboy for one day too long.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, Thailand, you don't want to go to Thai prison. That ain't right. You don't want to go to prison anywhere that's not, I mean, you don't want to go to prison at all, but like, America prison, you get 3 hots in a cot. Other prisons, no, you poop in a hole in the ground and best of luck. You know what I mean?
3 hots in a cot, baby, yeah.
3 hots in a cot. That's what in recidivism. So they let you make like license plates and dentures and stuff.
Yeah, I've always heard that Mexican jails you do not want to be caught dead in.
You might want to be dead in one.
Yeah, you'll be dead in one.
Yeah,
Same way with Thailand, it sounds like.
Yeah, you just be dead. You don't hang out in there. Like these ladies went to lady prison in that movie, and it was gross. Imagine dude prison. Dude, ladies are at least kind of sometimes nice to each other. Dude prison,
They're just not nice at all.
No, probably not. You gotta go in there and punch somebody. That's what I've always heard.
I wonder what the top 5 worst prisons around the world would be. Would it be? I've always heard Mexico and Thailand and North Korea and Russia. And where do you think the top 5 worst prisons would be?
Oh, you want me to guess or you want me to tell you? Because I got a top 5 list right here.
Oh, give it to me.
You want to know what they are? All right.
I want to know what they are.
Sabaneta Prison in Maracaibo, Venezuela.
Venezuela. Yeah, I guess I could buy that.
Yeah, it's pretty jacked up looking. Let's see. Let's get this on the browser here.
Hold on,
Lots
W.C. Mitchell. Hold on, wait. W.C. Mitchell, I don't think any prison could ever be considered best. But, yeah, I guess we could go there. The best prison.
What's your best prison? I don't know. Any federal prison, like where you just kind of hang out and learn how to program and stuff.
Yeah, what was the federal pound me in the rear end prison? Office Space.
Oh yeah, from Office Space. Yeah, this prison they basically don't have room for anybody, so they just shove people in there and put them in there. That's a basketball court outside. Good Lord.
Awful. That's awful.
Rikers Island, New York.
Really?
Yeah, apparently that's pretty jacked up.
Is it because of the prison population, or is it because of the way they're treated?
Oh, yeah, record of systematic abuse in
Ah.
Rikers Island. Oh, it's terrible. That's where all the Marvel criminals go. They're going to get through all the sad stuff.
Where did Luke Cage go?
Probably Rikers. Daredevil went to Rikers Island. Punisher was in Rikers Island. Kingpin went to Rikers Island.
Interesting. I did not realize that.
Yeah. Bangkok prison. Bang Kwang prison in Bangkok, Thailand.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep. So, hey, what did we say? Don't go to prison in Thailand. Yeah, it's bad.
That's one of the top 5 right there.
Yeah, and Petak Island prison in Vologda, Russia. In the Gulag.
Russia?
Yep, Russian prison.
I need that call.
Yeah, I don't think you'd want to go there. And USP Florence, AdMax Florence, Colorado. So America's got 2 of the top 5 worst.
Interesting. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm assuming that's a maximum security prison.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's these people, terrorists have spent time there. Timothy McVeigh, Theodore Kaczynski. Those people are probably before some of our audience's time. They don't remember no Unabomber.
Oh, well, I think they have to know the Unabomber.
I mean, they know the Unabomber is a weirdo who hid in a cabin in the woods and made bombs.
Yeah, and then, shot his way out of it.
Yeah, Unabomber was jacked up. This is when terrorists, when you could call an American citizen a terrorist. I'm not going to get political, but it's when a terrorist could be any color.
Yes,
and it was okay.
Any nationality, it didn't matter. It was a
no. We would immediately condemn them as terrorists. Now it's like, oh no, he was just a crazy white man and with a gun. We'll call him a terrorist. It's different.
Yeah,
jacked up system. I don't want to talk about it, but we
better not get into politics because the last week of politics have completely grinded my gears. Everything that has happened in politics has been awful, like downright to the core, worst type of human beings ever. Awful. So if we get into it, it'll just make my blood pressure go up.
Well, we don't want to do that. We'd rather you talk about WTF happened in Las Vegas.
Let's talk about Las Vegas.
WTF.
Las Vegas strip club draws in CES crowd with robot strippers.
Yes, I've read some of this stuff.
Robot strippers. All right.
Let me show me your circuit boards.
Giggity.
Good Lord.
Las Vegas strip club is cashing in on its proximity to the International Consumer Electronics Show with some unusual performers. Robot strippers. The mechanical exotic dancers created by British artist Giles Walker. Is it Giles or Giles or?
I would say Giles.
I would say Giles too. Giles Walker, 50, are taking the stage this week at the Sapphire's Gentlemen Club to attract business from CES goers. Oh, here we go. It's a sales pitch. Come watch sparks fly as the Robo-Twins shake their hardware and leave everyone wondering if those double Ds are real or made in Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley. Those are 2 different valleys. There's Silicon Valley and there's Silicon Valley.
That's right. Silicon
That's an excellent
Valley.
Pitch. Robo-Twins.
A club producer pitched that one.
Oh, gosh. He thinks he's so smart, too.
Oh, yeah.
He thinks he's so clever. These slimy dudes, they think they know everything.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to go. I am so clever.
I'm so smart. Watch me. get
Watch
people in
me
the door.
would. I am a master of the English language.
You don't. The funny thing is, you don't have to do much. You just have to go. There are boobies in this room, and they'll go, "Oh,
That's
okay,
right.
cool," and then people come in. Like
Hey,
you're not
there
a
are robot boobies over here.
You're not a marketing genius. You're just a dude who's like, "Hey, I found people who will show their boobies. You want to go in and watch?" And people are like, "Okay, yeah, sounds good." Is it clean in there? And you're like, "Yeah, I have a mop and broom."
Yeah, it's very clean, and I've even got electronics going in here.
Yeah,
robot boobies.
They're electronics. And
We're good.
stop by. It's like just really the back of a van. Just go in there.
So we were looking for something creative to do during CES that would sort of match up with what was happening in town. Peter Feinstein, managing partner at the club, told the Daily Beast. Walker said the strippers, which have heads shaped like a CCTV camera. Oh my goodness!
Oh gosh, it's Max Headroom. Max Headroom strippers.
That's hilarious. I just got the worst image in the world.
Oh, it's so dystopian future. It's awful.
Isn't it? Oh my goodness. They were inspired by the rise of security cameras across Britain, a form of surveillance which related to voyeurism for sexual pleasure.
Oh, gross.
Walker said despite being the inventor of robot strippers, he has reservations of the idea of a sex robot. Now, why did he have to go there? I mean, we're talking about robot strippers over. Well, okay, I guess I can see why he did.
He's got standards, Jacob. Come on.
He's got standards.
Yeah.
They will invent the sex robot, Walker told CNBC. Everybody's striving to do it. Steven, everybody is striving to create the sex robot. That means you and me
Yeah.
are looking to create.
We're all
the sex
trying to
robot.
do it. Yeah.
That's right. I've been approached as well, but I think it's really dark area. I'm loathing to go there.
Yeah. That guy's. Yeah. You know what? I mean, you got to hand it to him. That you got to have principles somewhere.
You got to draw that line somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to do it. Oh, Jamal JV found a picture. So let me bring this up here. Oh my gosh. There's butts.
Are there butts?
This is so stupid. Like this is a
it
stupid.
really?
Yeah, just look at it when it pops up 40 seconds from now on your feed.
Yeah, like 45 seconds.
Yeah, there's I don't know if you could even count this as nudity really. I mean, it's actually kind of impressive that they could make the robots. I mean,
Actually, yeah, that's not so bad.
No.
I mean, it was a lot different than what I had thought.
Yeah.
The CCTV camera that stands out there.
oh,
That's hilarious.
you know what I was thinking when you said CCTV cameras, I thought you were talking about like giant CRT television.
Oh, the CDR, the
And
big huge.
that weirded me out real bad for some reason. Like a big CRT television with a face of a human on it, like Max Headroom.
Hey,
This is-
baby.
Yeah, this is different. This is somehow less bothersome, and I don't know why.
This is hilarious.
I'm not sure what that says about me.
I don't know. That's
Yeah.
a good question.
I don't know.
Oh, so speaking of which, there was a big show in town in Vegas last week. CES.
Yeah.
Did you keep up with all the cool, awesome,
Dude,
crazy
so
things?
one of the dudes I used to go to church with has gone there, and like he goes there every year, and he takes all kinds of pictures. His Instagram's just full of them.
Okay.
And he's been taking a ton of stuff. I've just seen pictures. I haven't really followed much of what's going on. I know NVIDIA made a bunch of announcements how they are the company for self-driving vehicles now.
Yep.
Also, wish I would have bought stock in them a year and a half ago.
Yep,
But NVIDIA is just like, we're going nuts. We're just going to do AI and everything. F it. We've got GPUs. Let's go crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I know that stuff. I haven't seen much else. You know, that's the only because that was like a 5-story chain in my RSS feed, so it
Sure.
stands out. But
So I keep up with this because I went probably 4 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
4 years ago. And it's a riot, man. It's a crazy show. I mean, there's tons of people that descend upon Vegas, and every hotel pretty much has their own floor, and it's very similar to Dragon Con or anywhere else that you would go. Only it's just nothing but tech gurus,
right.
and it's a lot of fun. But this year, NVIDIA definitely is what I've heard as kind of taking the show for their new processors for self-driving cars. A couple of other things I heard about. Dell made a pretty cool announcement. They're actually taking the gold that was in some of their processors whenever they're actually recycling that gold and turning it into jewelry, so you can buy yourself gold from your old computer.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I actually thought that was a kind of a fun thing that they were doing, recycling it and turning it into jewelry, which was
Yeah, I mean, that's neat.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. They also showed off their new Dell XPS 15.
They did.
Which is a very, very pretty machine. Like if I had to buy one again, it would potentially be a Dell XPS because those things are nice.
Yeah. So I got to tell you, Dell is they've never been at the forefront, but they've always been really good. They've never been perfect. Everybody's, there's always been some problems. Here's the way I know about this. My company has always gone flip-flop back and forth from different PC manufacturers. Sometimes they'd go with HP, sometimes they'd go Dell, but it would always end up back at Dell. Always end up back at Dell. Toshiba for a little while, and then they went back to Dell. And it's amazing how they would go out and try every different type of PC out there, but they would always end up back where they started, which was Dell. And guess where we're at today?
Dell. Yeah, we're rocking the Lenovo's because that's the computers of business. But yeah, like Dell as a personal machine would be legit. I did work for a place that went Dell, then went Gateway, then hurried themselves back to Dell. The Gateways were a disaster, and I was doing PC support at the time, so it kept me busy.
Oh yeah, you had a guaranteed job there, job secure.
Good Lord, those were disaster machines. Is Gateway even still a company?
I don't know. I thought they were bought out several years ago.
Because they were, they got bad. They had the cow box thing, and it made them friendly. It made them approachable for a normal person. But they had those Gateway stores and everything.
Hey, D-Wayne, you see that computer with the cow on the side of it? That's the one I'm going to buy.
Yeah, man, that reminds me a lot of growing up with them cows. But they weren't square like that. I don't know how they make them that way. They probably put them in a little box while they're growing up. And then they shave it off and make it into cardboard.
Oh, that must be what it is.
I got this figured out. You just don't know.
You a smart man.
I tell you what, dude. I graduated the 3rd grade. It only took me 4 tries, but I got done, and I know some stuff.
Look, I stopped at the 2nd grade because I couldn't make it to the 3rd grade. So you smarter than I am.
You know it. Oh man, that's awesome, dude.
So one more thing a couple other things at CES. They've got all kinds of wearables. Everybody knows that wearables have been a really hot item at CES for the last several years, and this year was no different. This time they've came out with a suit that you can wear that actually checks your core temperature and gives you all kinds of information about your sleep patterns and how you're sleeping and how you can potentially do things a little bit differently to make your sleep patterns better. But the really cool one that Jamal JV would absolutely fall in love with is the smart adapter. They make these adapters that fit into your light bulbs that can be controlled through your cell phone or through any kind of app.
Yeah.
And then you can plug whatever you want to in there. So you can actually control the adapter and not necessarily the bulb itself.
Oh, wow. Okay, cool. So you don't have to buy a smart bulb. You basically get a smart socket for that bulb. Yeah. It's like a pass-through.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, that's kind of nifty.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to do that, I guess because the smart bulbs are going to blow at some point.
Eventually, you're going to have to go out and buy another. However, Golly, I don't even. Jamal JV could tell us how much they were, but I'm assuming they're not cheap.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so. Because you're making your lights future proof because you can take any bulb you want and plug it in there, and that means you can get cheaper bulbs and put those in there. So yeah, $17 each. You're talking about an LED bulb, like a Cree LED bulb now, or what, $8 a piece, maybe less at this point.
Yeah, I don't even know.
It's dropped significantly over the last few years because they're just getting better at making them.
Sure.
I always buy the Cree bulbs. I'm a fan of the color, the light they put out. It tends to be pretty close to your old incandescents.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a fan. Now you can get those Edison bulbs.
Ooh, why are those things such the rage now?
I don't know. I feel like somewhere along the way, you're not allowed to make incandescent bulbs anymore, right? And that's a Bush era thing, even though people will attribute it to Obama just because they don't like it. So it's got to be his idea. But
it's got to be a blue policy. It ain't no red policy.
No, it ain't no red. Yeah, I don't think so. It don't sound like what I would like to do. So. We'll just say it was
with me, so we all straight there.
We just say it's Obama's idea. But no, so I think there's probably a way around it is to say they're decorative bulbs, which could probably allow them to produce them. So
now that makes a whole lot more sense.
I don't.
Yeah,
That's my just shot in the dark. They're decorative bulbs. You can't make regular incandescents anymore, so we might as well fancy it up and give something people can hang on their porch.
right.
And it looks nice because that orange glow.
I mean, people are doing more than hanging them on their porch. I mean, I've seen
it's everywhere.
houses. I mean, they're in restaurants now. They're a BJ's brew house.
Yeah, they had the
They have
things.
them everywhere.
Yeah, I mean they're pretty. I've seen people like music videos. People hang them from the cable. They don't even like attach them to anything. It's just the cable hanging down. And I mean, I'd put that out in the shed or something. They'd be cool.
Yeah. Hey, look, I don't mind them. I think they're pretty cool. I think they're fun.
They're just expensive.
Number one, they're expensive, and number two, I feel like they're everywhere right now. I just see them in a lot of the films. I see them in a lot of TV shows and restaurants, etc. So
Oh yeah, they're everywhere. So hey man, if y'all like incandescent bulbs, edison bulbs, holler at us. Actually, I don't care if you tell us anything about that, but you can send us questions, comments, feedback, and hate mail to hnhshow@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about any of these topics or more, or give us some stuff, man. We used to do a thing where people would tell us stories from their towns, like in their local paper or whatever. Do that. Send us a story about that, or even leave a voicemail on HNH Live on Skype or through the Anchor app at anchor.fm, or on your Android or iOS device. Just hit the call-in button, and you can call and leave us a message. You can also download our show wherever you want to. We're everywhere, all over the place. Follow us on Twitter. Actually, don't follow me. Yeah, follow me on Twitter, Steve H. I'm doing a Twitter hiatus. I'm backing down.
Are you back? Have you officially decided the Twitter hiatus is back now?
I'm backing out. Some of it, like I'm tweeting out every now and then, let people know of certain things. But generally, I'm writing long form. I'm going back to writing in the old blog, bitsandbinary.com, if you're interested in reading my blog. So the only thing my Twitter's really doing now is letting people know, hey, Steven posted in his blog. And it might be a micro post, might be a big post, just depends. I just needed an outlet. I like to write. So rather than join the dumpster fire of hate and anger that is Twitter.
I mean, it used to be Facebook. Now it's Twitter. Next, it's going to be Instagram. I mean,
I've just been so frustrated. Everybody just yell. I'm so tired of people thinking they're making a difference by yelling into a void at people that already agree with them.
Yeah, that's very
like
true.
You're just yelling and you're like, I'm making a difference. I think that Oprah should be president. You're just like, you're not doing anything. Like, are you out? Have you gathered with others and stood in front of the Capitol to express your views, or are you just yelling them on Twitter and hoping that someone hears it? Like, no.
It's a very convenient way to complain
and feel like you've done something. Like you've done your part. The thing, like if you look back to the 60s, major changes made by someone who is the head of a movement, who is a figure that they can point to, who is someone that can be invited to different committees to discuss why them and the other 500,000 people are upset. And then those other 500,000 people stand there peacefully listening to that man give out his ideas and go, yes, we also agree. We shall march in support of this person and his ideas. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, but generally,
I know who you're talking about.
It's someone who we're celebrating, observing a day for Martin Luther King Jr. here on Monday.
In 3 days.
Who a great impact. Did he make an impact by shouting on Twitter? No, he went to jail for his cause, sat there, wrote an incredible. I don't know if you've ever read Letters from Birmingham Jail or Civil Disobedience, but on Monday, do it. It is the most striking and amazing work about dealing with oppression in a nonviolent manner that I have ever read. I mean, I hear about it, but you don't really like to get into it. I think it's a valuable read.
Well, I think we need to do that. We need to take Martin Luther King Day Monday and actually give it a quick whirl.
Yeah, give Letters from Birmingham Jail a quick whirl and see how much love pours out of someone who is so oppressed. And there's a lot of good reasoning in there. But anyway, not to get off subject, but Twitter sucks a butthole.
Well, I will say this: I commend you for taking that hiatus. And the other thing I hope that you'll find is what's important to you as far as your outlets are concerned, not only from creative outlets, but also from a communication outlet. One thing I committed to a couple of years ago was trying to connect to my friends face to face, trying to connect to people through the phone and really talk to them and try to meet them at their point of need, rather than just saying, "Hey, Twitter universe, I'm here, I'm doing the thing."
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Right.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. But that way, you can get in Discord and you can actually understand that, Krund, he's not feeling well today. He's just like Ashley. They're both sick. And my best wishes go out to Krund today, because I know he's on antibiotics and he feels like crap. So I hope you and Ashley both feel better tomorrow. But those details. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
I wish I could do more for everybody, in those instances. And we try, as the Legion has grown, the Legion together can make everybody help each other feel a little better in whatever ways we can. But yeah, connect with people. That's what I'm trying to do as well. Call people more, Don't pretend you know them because you saw the crap picture they posted from the beach where 10 minutes before they were arguing with each other and wanting to kill each other. But then they're like, oh, hold on, just smile for this picture. Just do it so we can get
Selfie.
This picture. But anyway, okay, so I've been talking too much. This is a long show. We love you guys so much, dude. Tip us if you like the show, if you like what we're doing. You can do that through Twitch bits. That's awesome. All the bits that have come in from Kelly Colby, Zafo, and Jamal JV today. Really appreciate it. That's been awesome. You are the best. I think Sub cheered earlier as well. I missed it.
I think he did. Yes, he did.
Like a few cheers for us. It didn't show up in the events. I don't know why. But yeah, thank you for that. If you want to subscribe to the channel, twitch.tv/twodorkstv, Amazon Prime, if you're a member, you get a free sub and we get your Bezos bucks. So you can send it to us and you don't even have to spend money. It's fantastic. There goes Zafo with another 300 bits. Thank you so much, Zafo.
That's
you
the
are
server
fantastic.
cost right there, baby.
Yeah, I mean, right there, those bits, they make a big difference. $10 a month pays for our server, man. So that's awesome. And it's C Mitch with 45 bits. Gosh,
boom!
You guys are awesome.
Guys.
Flooding us with love. You're awesome. And man, we're going to leave you with these words of wisdom from Samuel Taylor Coleridge, who said, "Advice is like snow. The softer it falls, the longer it dwells upon, and the deeper it sinks into the mind." Ooh. In other words, don't punch people in the face with your advice. Subtly give it to them.
Yeah, it sounds like Ashley might have had a reason to get snow quotes in the snow notes last week. It's like we had a snowstorm.
It's like there was snow somewhere.
I don't know.
You guys are the best. We'll see you next time on Horseshoes and Hand Grenades. Boom. That's a show. That is a show. That is.
I gotta tell you, I love that music.
It's rad, isn't it?
It has grown on me so much. First time I heard it, I was like, "Oh yeah, I like it," but it's just there's this and there's that and there's this and no, it's good.
It's our theme now, man. Like it feels like it. It retained a lot of the old themes, the things that made it feel like us,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And then that's Andrew Allen, by the way. If anybody's ever interested in getting music from their podcast, Andrew Allen is amazing. Tell him Two Dorks sent you, because he was great. He sent me I don't know how many different, like 3 or 4 different versions of it, and we finally got it.
He tried like quite a few different things, and every time it was like, well, no, more like this. And man, I got to tell you, it turned out perfect.
Turned out great. He nailed it. So we're super happy. I learned about him and then put a little bit of that cash money into it, because I've been wanting a new theme for years. I built that thing in GarageBand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, back in 2007.
So I got to tell you, GarageBand is so powerful. That thing is so awesome.
It's really good. You're right.
I've loved GarageBand ever since I started using it. Oh my goodness, there's Ashley just going crazy with her sickness.
She's on the deathbed, man.
She is.
I think she's on it. And I don't think she's getting off. Everybody send all your love. This head cold is going to take her out. So I am worried, because she did say she didn't even feel like playing Zelda.
So I was going to say that on air, but that's how I knew it was bad today. The worst day. She did not want anything to do with Zelda.
And that's frightening.
It is. I just kind of went, oh shit, we're in trouble.
Swear jar.
Show's over. That doesn't count.
That's amazing.
But no, that's exactly how I knew it was bad. Was because she refused to play Zelda. I even came home and said, "Hey, do you want to play Zelda and I'll cook dinner?" And she was like, "Nah, I just don't feel like it."
Oh,
Wait, what?
That's gross. Like if that'd be like if I said I don't want to play Stardew Valley anymore.
Yeah, that just wouldn't happen.
No, it wouldn't happen.
Absolutely. Speaking of which,
not.
I got to figure out if I'm going to do Stardew Valley on the Switch or on the computer. I'm thinking it might be more of the computer so that I'll actually get to play it this year.
You should, dude. I mean, it's the PC version is really great, and I'm kind of a fan of the mods, not the like you can cheat and get to your storage chest from anywhere, but like the quality of life improvements. You know, I can like there's NPC locators, so you don't have to look because you're gonna look this stuff on the wiki anyway. You're gonna be like, what does Evelyn love the most for her birthday? But the mods will actually integrate that into the UI. So if you hover over Evelyn on her birthday on the calendar, it'll show her loves, and you can tell like, okay, I need to go find one of these. And it doesn't give it to you. Like it's not like it's just taking stuff from the wiki and making it a part of that world so that you're not just Googling all the time because you're going to.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like that's a cheat. I don't.
To the Google.
Yeah, I don't. I sit there with the wiki all day because I'm playing on the Switch, so I don't get that luxury. So I've got the wiki on my phone, and I'm like, ah, crap, Harvey's birthday's coming. What does Harvey like?
Right.
You know. So there's a lot of those kinds of things. But other than that, like Zelda's gonna be on Ashley's Switch forever. If you want to play anything, you're gonna have to play it on the PC.
Well, and we've got this nice little couch right here that she can hang out on and play the Switch while I just sit here and play on the computer. So I might just do it on the computer.
Oh, I'll tell you what, it's gonna grab you by the testicles and never let go too.
Yeah, that's what Kelly Colby was saying, and she didn't say it exactly like that, but she did say that she's hooked.
It's it'll get you because I was up till 11:15 last night because it was Evelyn's birthday, and I knew if I went to bed I would forget when I woke up the next day, so I had to finish that day.
You're too worried about Evelyn's, and you. Oh, by the way, yesterday was your wife's birthday. Did you remember?
Oh no!
I remember Evelyn's, but I didn't remember my wife.
What have I done? It has me now.
It completely has you.
Yeah, it does. Just Kelly, just Google Stardew Valley mods, and it's Nexus mods, I believe, is where you get it from. And there's some pretty clear instructions about where to copy the files. You need a thing called SM API, and that just installs into your Stardew Valley install directory, and then you just copy the mod folders into there. Just there's a mods, it'll add a mods directory, you just put them in there, and it'll pull them out. It's great. Kelly's testicles are sore, she says.
Well, yeah.
All right, so let me ask you the important question. Did you take over Ashley's duties and write the blog post, or did she write it?
I did not do anything other than get notes like I always do. I relied on her to do everything else. So
okay, hopefully she wrote the blog. Hopefully she did it. If she didn't, you're going to get a blog post from me, and it's not going to be pretty. But other than that, I think
it would be a lot better than from me.
I think we good though, man. If you you have to go pee, that's what Ashley has to do.
Oh yeah, she's all in because she has to pee every 13 seconds. Apparently, her and Kelly Colby are like spirit animals. A lot of things in their life are run parallel, and apparently using the restroom is one of those.
Just means they're well hydrated, I guess, right?
Yes, I guess.
I did. I'm gonna cut to YouTube's now.